So far, you have learned why meditation is so good for you, what meditation is, and the basics of how to meditate, which are to sit down, close your eyes, and breathe. You've learned when to meditate, how long to meditate, and we've talked about the best type of meditation for you, which is the one that you will actually use. Now it's time for you to actually experience different meditations and try them and see what resonates with you. I encourage you to try one a day over the next couple of weeks and make notes about your experience using your workbook. You can dive in and experiment, or listen to the rest of this video and I will explain some of the methods. One of the meditations is to try the positive affirmation meditation. An affirmation is a positive conscious thought. Using affirmations has been proven to be an effective way to tap into your strengths and notice what's positive in your life. Affirmations lift your mood, and positive self-talk helps create a more positive reality in your life. If you like this kind of meditation, you can create your own affirmations. In creating your affirmations, use positive and affirmative words. Ideally, an affirmation is stated in the present tense, as though it is already occurring in your life. For people who have negative mental patterns, positive affirmations can be used to overcome these patterns by replacing negative thoughts with more affirmative ones. Next is the loving kindness meditation technique, which cultivates a viewpoint of kindness toward yourself and others. In this beautiful practice, you open your heart and mind to messages of loving kindness. You send traditional phrases to yourself, to a benefactor, other loved ones, and more. Loving kindness meditation promotes feelings of compassion and increases positive emotions. There is also a mindful breathing meditation. The focus of mindful breathing is on the present moment. There are elements of mindfulness in most kinds of meditation. There are multitudes of mindful practices. Some of my favorites include mindful breathing, like this one. Mindfulness is the practice of awareness of the present moment, which allows you to stop thinking about the past and future. When you notice your breath, that brings your attention inward. You generally begin by becoming aware of your breath, entering, moving around, and leaving your body. The mindfulness practice may continue by counting your inhales and exhales and noticing how your breath feels in your nostrils, belly, and chest, and or appreciating the physical relationship of breath with your body. You can also try progressive relaxation. Progressive relaxation is a meditation technique that assists you in releasing any tension you might be holding in your body, and this leads to a feeling of being calmer and more relaxed. This meditation that's below is about 18 minutes, so that you really take the time to get relaxed. And the technique asks you to notice various muscle groups in the body. Some relaxation practices asks you to send energy to those areas. Others ask you to tense and then release the muscle group one at a time. So progressive muscle relaxation helps relieve anxiety in the moment. In addition, with regular practice, it can also lower your overall tension and stress and anxiety levels. You can also try the drop in and still your mind meditation. As you go about your day, it can be very helpful to disconnect from the fray and drop into a place of stillness and silence for a few minutes. When you take time to do this, you will appreciate connecting to that calm center within yourself, and that grounds and centers you. If you're like me, you might have experiences where your mind goes on autopilot, and this can result in feelings of anxiety or rapid thinking. The practice of stilling your mind helps you settle back into calm awareness, and when you are focused and relaxed, you're more productive and able to better attend to your experience. There's also a naming your feelings meditation, which I really like. I have had the chance to study with the psychologist Dan Siegel, and he refers to this practice of naming your feelings as name it to tame it. Siegel explains that naming our emotions lessens their potency and decreases the burden they create. For example, if you're thinking about a long to-do list, that might bring emotions like anxiety or guilt. If you're thinking about a disagreement, the underlying energy might be sadness or a feeling of abandonment. When you are at your best, you feel positive, happy, and confident. You're open, centered, calm, and optimistic. If you're like me, when you're not at your best, your feelings and emotions are the opposite of that. Negativity, self-doubt, irritability, and pessimism are typical. Naming the emotion can reduce the tendency to get lost in the story around the feeling. Siegel explains that naming our emotions lessen their potency and decrease the burden they create. There's also a really beautiful end-of-the-day gratitude meditation. There are so many mindful practices. And of course, mindfulness is the practice of awareness of the present moment, which allows us to stop thinking about the past and future. One of my favorite mindful practices is taking time for end-of-day gratitude. This meditation is best done in the late afternoon or early evening when you're free to relax and release any lingering tension or stress from the day. In this meditation, you allow your mind to travel over the events of the day, letting your day wash over you. You disconnect from any lingering responsibilities, any stresses about how your day went or how tomorrow will go. And you're just here to find gratitude for the day. And then you end the meditation by coming back to the present moment and just allowing the day to dissolve. There's also an open your heart meditation that I really like. This audio track uses iAwake's Heartwave meditation, which is an example of brain catalyst technology, which you can purchase on their iAwake website. I've recorded my voice over their brain catalyst technology, and this meditation is designed to facilitate opening your heart's innate compassion, and it supports you in experiencing calming of your mind, emotional release, opening of the heart, fully feeling your feelings, deeper intuition, heightened creativity, your heart's wisdom and discernment, releasing stress, and greater physical and mental well-being. So please don't use this track if it gives you any discomfort. The majority of people have no ill effects from this technology, but if you're wearing a pacemaker or if you're pregnant or if you are a child and your brain is still developing, just skip this meditation. And I also have several mantra meditations for you to try. So many times people ask me my favorite meditation method, and while I love all types of meditation and use many methods, the one I find most effective for me is mantra meditation. So a lot of students have questions about the thoughts that arise in their mind during meditation. I know I wondered about my thoughts, and I felt they were almost constant when I first started meditating. When I was introduced to mantra meditation, I could see that using a mantra helps give my mind focus, and it temporarily interrupts that activity of my mind and breaks that cycle of one thought that leads to the next thought and the next. So using a mantra leads to the gradual quieting of your mind. We all have thoughts, and one thought leads to another. There's always a progression. So it is important that you don't expect your mind to go blank. When you sit down to meditate, thoughts are part of the process. They will come and go. So don't struggle against them. When the thoughts arise, and they always will, just shift your attention back to the mantra. A mantra is an instrument to free us from the mind. It's a powerful sound or vibration that you can use to enter a deep state of meditation. There are many different mantras in all the wisdom cultures and traditions. Gregorian chants, African chants, Buddhist chants, Hebrew chants are all kinds of mantras. The word Amen is a kind of mantra. So I think of mantra as a word or words of power and light that serve as an instrument to elevate the mind and unite it with sound, or actually vibration, because you repeat the mantra mentally. Mantra meditation has been very effective for me because the mantra allows my mind to focus on something that is not another thought. So for me, it helps give focus and structure to my meditation and allows me to go deeper into this field of silence. The mantra we will be using is Om So Hum. Om is the sacred universal sound. So hum means I am. And you will find 10-minute, 15-minute, 20-minute, and 30-minute versions in the modules below. If you find that mantra meditation resonates with you and you would like to go deeper in your meditation practice, I teach a class where you receive your own personal Sanskrit mantra. So please reach out to me to learn more. In addition, I often include in the modules below new meditations, including those that I use with groups. Some of these audio meditations are group meditations I've done in the past, and I often begin with a pranayama, a special meditation, and then end with a mantra meditation. So please experience them all. Happy meditating.